The poles are known as the coldest and most remote regions of our planet. Therefore, the events that occur in these regions are quite mysterious and fascinating. Mysterious events in the poles can be based on both natural phenomena and human activities. One of the most mysterious events that occur in the poles is the aurora borealis, also known as the northern lights. This phenomenon occurs when charged particles in the atmosphere interact with the Earth's magnetic field. The northern lights adorn the sky with colorful dancing lights and enchant the viewers. This event has captured the curiosity and admiration of humans for thousands of years. The melting of glaciers is also one of the mysterious events in the poles. In recent years, due to global climate change, the melting of glaciers in the poles has accelerated. This situation leads to the rise of sea levels and disrupts the balance of the polar ecosystem. In addition, the melting of glaciers can reveal ancient artifacts or hidden histories. This phenomenon is another mystery that attracts researchers and scientists to the poles. The Arctic is home to many unique and interesting animal species. The Arctic is home to animals such as polar bears, Arctic foxes, and Arctic hares. The South Pole is famous for its species such as penguins, sea lions, and whales. How these animals survive in these extreme conditions and their adaptation process is considered an Arctic mystery. The poles are extremely challenging in terms of climate. Temperatures in the polar regions often drop as low as -50 C. This extreme cold turns into a struggle for survival for animals and plants. The polar regions are challenging areas for sailors due to uncharted waters throughout history. There have been many stories about ships getting lost in the polar regions. For instance, the 19th century exploration expedition by Sir John Franklin completely vanished, and its crew was never found. These incidents of lost ships are part of the mysterious events occurring in the polar regions. The polar regions are full of ancient remains, dating back to prehistoric times. Research conducted, especially in Greenland and Alaska, has revealed traces of ancient civilizations. These ancient remains suggest the existence of a mysterious past in the polar regions. Disappearance events at the poles are frequently seen, especially in Antarctica and Arctic regions. Scientists conducting research in these regions are working to understand the lives of creatures living at the poles and to collect data on climate change. However, such studies sometimes involve great risks to humans. In particular, hazards such as blizzards, ice cracks, and sea ice are the main causes of disappearances. There is no land mass in the North Pole. Instead, there is an ice mass between 2 meters and 3 meters thick. The depth of the ice reaches almost 4 kilometers. At the North Pole, there is either day or night. The sun rises around March 20th and stays in the sky for 6 months. It sinks around September 22nd, so the North Pole is dark during the winter months. To competing explorers have the distinction of being the first humans to set foot in the North Pole. At the beginning of the 20th century, the North Pole was the only unexplored region in the world. This led to fierce competition among explorers. Who set foot first is still a mystery. Santa Claus was actually moved to the North Pole in the 19th century. Contrary to popular belief, Santa Claus did not always live in the North Pole. St. Nicholas, who was influential in the emergence of the character of Santa Claus, lived in a Roman village. Of course, this period we are talking about corresponds to the 4th century. In the 1800s, a cartoonist named Thomas Nast created the chubby, cheerful, gift-giving Santa character we know today. At that time, people were approaching the North Pole with interest. Nast also chose the North Pole as the place where the character Santa Claus lives. To Russian submarines in 2007. He made a record-breaking dive towards the seabed of the North Pole. But their aim was not exploration, but finding gas and oil. Submarines planted a 3-meter Russian flag, made of titanium on the bottom of the ocean. He then claimed that the Arctic was an extension of the Russian mainland. Denmark responded by claiming that the Arctic was their extension. Of course, all these claims were not accepted by other countries. In 1987, a racer named Shinji Kazama embarked on a motorcycle journey from Canada to the North Pole. The team traveled exactly 2,011 kilometers on the ice. Of course, this journey took quite a long time because the engines could travel at 50 kilometers per hour. After a 44-day journey, Kazama reached his destination and made a similar journey to the South Pole 5 years later. In the Arctic, there is no one but adventurers, travelers and observers, so no one lives there. Therefore, the North Pole does not need to be in any time zone. People who go to the North Pole can join the belt whenever they want. The Arctic has hosted a marathon for the world's most extreme athletes since 2003. Athletes complete a 40-kilometer course at temperatures falling to -29 degrees Celsius. The record is held by Irishman Thomas Maguire, who completed the course in 3 hours and 36 minutes. The Arctic will begin to melt completely in summer, in less than 30 years. The Arctic is warming twice as fast as the rest of the world. If the climate crisis continues in this way, scientists say the Arctic will soon be flooded in summer. Of course, we should not forget that the change to be experienced in the North Pole will also affect us. The melting of ice here brings with it many problems, from sea level rise to severe weather events. Here's a red zone in Antarctica that shows the weirdness. The veil of secrecy in these images taken from satellite data has not been searched yet. The discovered object is 151 kilometers long and has a maximum depth of 848 meters. Some researchers believe it is the remnant of a large asteroid, more than twice the size of the Chicxulub meteorite that wiped out the dinosaurs. UFO Hunters Secure Team 10 released a video about these objects. Until now, scientists had no idea what was under these thick ice sheets. These continents have been shrouded in mystery for years, said the videographer. She added, some evidence has come to light in recent years. There are circular entrances built into the sides of the mountains, which indicate the presence of flying objects. Ohio State University professor of geological sciences, Ralph Vaughan Free said when he discovered the crater in 2006. This Wilkes Land crater is much larger than the crater that killed the dinosaurs and was probably a disaster for Earth when it first fell into the crater. All the changes must have created an extremely destructive environment. It's no coincidence that many life forms on its surface have disappeared, says. If this explanation is correct, this killer asteroid could have caused the Permian-Triassic extinction event that killed 96% of Earth's marine life and 70% of land-dwelling vertebrate organisms. The area known as Wilkes Land is inside the red circle in the photo. The Secure Team 10 UFO team claims that the Nazis built secret bases in Antarctica during WWII, and with their experiments, they think that the communication transitioned with the UFOs and that they caused these explosions. According to some researchers, it is a natural event, and according to others, it is thought to be caused by extraterrestrial beings. It seems that these glacial masses, whose mystery is still unsolved, will protect their secret for a long time.